Okay, so I want to try a thought experiment with you.
Right.
A purely hypothetical scenario. Let's say you woke up this morning with zero artistic integrity.
None at all.
None.
Yeah.
You don't care about winning a Pulitzer, you don't care about the craft, and you definitely don't care what critics think. You have one goal.
Okay, what is it?
You want to write a book that is an absolute financial weapon. A book that just prints money.
So we're talking purely mercenary work here, maximum return on investment.
Exactly. You want to write something that appeals to the absolute maximum number of human beings possible. So the question is, what does that book look like?
And maybe more importantly, why does it look that way?
Yes. What specific buttons are you pushing in the human brain to, get that credit card to come out?
It sounds cynical when you frame it like that, but it's actually a really profound question.
Right.
Because if you look at the data, if you look at the publishing industry over the last, say, 30 years, you don't get this scattered map of different genres.
Okay.
You get a massive gravitational pull toward one very specific type of story. You inevitably end up staring at Harry Potter.
Or Twilight, or
Yeah.
The Hunger Games, or even, the Marvel movies to an extent.
Exactly.
And that is what we are unpacking today. We have this really dense, fascinating stack of research and analysis titled The Psychology of Escapism and Mass Appeal.
And it basically reverse engineers the best sellers of our time to figure out what makes them tick.
And I'll tell you right now, the surface level answer is, it's kind of obvious.
It is. The analysis kicks off by asking, do we want to escape reality? And the answer is just a screaming, yes.
Which, sure. I mean, have you seen the news lately? Who wouldn't want to escape?
Right.
But if the answer was just, we hate reality, wouldn't we all just be, sleeping 18 hours a day? Or staring at a blank wall?
Exactly. And that's where this research gets really interesting. It pivots almost immediately. It says, yes, we want to escape,
But we're picky.
we are very picky about where we are escaping to. We aren't just running away from something. We're running towards something very specific.
So this deep dive isn't just about literary criticism. We're essentially putting humanity on the therapy couch today.
We are. We're looking at the architecture of mass appeal. And according to this research, it all breaks down into 5 specific psychological cravings.
All right, let's get into it.
Yeah.
So driver number 1 is the most foundational. It's the nature of reality versus fantasy. And the analysis here is pretty harsh on our actual day-to-day lives. It describes the modern human experience with just 3 words.
Controlled, unequal, and boring.
It's harsh, but is it wrong?
I don't think so.
Boring, I get, but controlled.
Well, think about your average Tuesday. You wake up to an alarm you didn't set by choice. You commute in traffic you can't control.
True.
You go to a job where you have a boss, you have HR policies, you have all these social norms. You have to wear pants.
I mean, I prefer wearing pants, but I do see your point. There are rules everywhere.
Right. And then there's unequal. We live in a world where the playing field is just demonstrably not level. Some people are born rich, some are born lucky.
And hard work doesn't always equal success.
Not at all. And then you have the boring factor, the sheer repetition of it all.
The laundry, the emails, the waiting in line at the post office.
Precisely. So the analysis argues that the money printing book has to offer the exact inverse of that experience.
The fantasy antidote, it calls it.
Yes. And it needs 3 ingredients: a hidden world, instant meaning, and personal importance.
That hidden world thing is huge. It's that classic trope of, just behind this wall, there's a whole other universe.
It validates that feeling that there must be more than this.
Yeah.
But the personal importance part is the real kicker.
Oh, yeah.
In reality, you're one of 8 billion people. You're a statistic in these stories.
You are the chosen one.
It's the ego trip of the century.
You're not just a kid living under the stairs. You're actually the most important wizard of the age.
And notice the instant meaning part. In real life, finding your purpose is a grind. It's messy. You might have a midlife crisis, buy a convertible, change careers.
Right.
In fantasy, a giant hairy man kicks down your door and says, here's your destiny, here's the bad guy, go get him.
It just cuts right through all the existential dread. You don't have to wonder what you're supposed to do with your life. You have a quest log.
Exactly. But this leads us right into the second psychological driver, and I think this one is even more powerful.
Okay.
It's not just about the setting, it's about the moral physics of the world. It's about justice.
The moral physics. I like that phrasing. Yep. The analysis makes a pretty stark comparison here between reality and fiction when it comes to fairness.
It does. It basically asks us to look at the data of our own lives.
Yeah.
In the real world, do bad people win?
All the time.
Does effort always equal reward?
Definitely not. You can work your tail off for 5 years and get laid off over Zoom.
Right.
You can do everything right and still just have bad luck.
So psychologically, the real world feels, well, it feels like a casino. It's random. The house often wins.
And that creates this low-level background anxiety because we can't predict the outcome of our actions.
And the money printing book fixes that?
It completely inverts it. In these stories, courage is specifically rewarded.
Yes.
If you are brave, you succeed. If you are cruel, you are punished. It's not a casino, it's a chess game. The rules are absolute.
So we aren't just escaping to see dragons.
No.
We're escaping to a place where the universe actually functions the way we think it should. It satisfies a deep hunger for justice.
It's a corrective experience for a brain that is just tired of all the unfairness.
Yeah. We want to spend a few hours in a world where the moral compass just points north. Always.
But wait a minute, isn't that a bit childish? To demand that the world be fair. I mean, part of growing up is realizing life isn't fair. Are we just reverting to a childlike state?
I wouldn't call it childish. I'd call it an evolutionary coping mechanism. Humans are pattern-seeking machines. We crave cause and effect.
And when we don't get it, we get stressed.
Exactly. These stories provide a narrative rest. They let our brains relax into a structure where A reliably leads to B.
Okay, that makes sense. It's like cognitive comfort food. Which brings us to the third point, and honestly, this is the one that clicked the most for me.
Oh, this is my favorite part of the research.
The analysis talks about power, but it defines it in a very specific way.
Power without responsibility.
Or maybe power without bureaucracy.
It defines magic not as some supernatural ability, but as direct agency.
Direct agency. Yeah. Break that down for us.
Okay, think about how you get things done in the modern world. If you want to build a house, what do you have to do?
Oh, God. Permits, contractors, loans, inspections, zoning laws. It's a nightmare.
Right. If you want to travel, passports, TSA lines, ticket fees. If you want to change one tiny thing at work.
Committees, emails, approval chains. Everything we do is mediated by these systems. We are constantly navigating bureaucracy.
It's the middleman economy. Exactly. Now look at magic. You wave a wand, the bridge is built. You say a word, the door unlocks. You think a thought, you're teleported across the country.
No TSA.
Yeah.
No pat-downs.
It is power with zero administrative friction. The analysis suggests that we are subconsciously starving for agency.
We feel like cogs in a machine.
Constantly asking for permission just to exist. Magic is the ultimate fantasy of competence. You see a problem and you solve it. Immediately.
That is profound. It's not that we want to shoot fireballs, it's that we want to solve a problem without filing a form in triplicate first.
It's the direct-to-consumer model of power. And for anyone feeling powerless in a corporate hierarchy, that is an incredibly intoxicating feeling.
Okay, so we've got a hidden world where we're special, a moral universe where we always win, and the power to bypass the DMV.
Sounds good so far.
But if you have all that, and you're alone, that's not a story, that's just a loneliness simulator.
Which is why the fourth ingredient is so crucial, belonging. Or more specifically, the tribe.
The research points out something interesting here, that these books almost always provide a structure for friendship that we kind of lack in real life.
Think about the houses in Harry Potter or the factions in Divergent. These aren't just clubs, they are instant identities.
It's so true. People still identify by their Hogwarts house.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm such a Ravenclaw, or don't be such a Slytherin.
And why do we cling to that? Because in modern society, where do we really belong? Our neighborhoods are disconnected. Our workplaces are transactional.
We're suffering from an epidemic of loneliness.
We really are. These books give you a found family.
And usually that family includes a mentor.
Yes. The wise old mentor.
Which is something I feel is totally absent in the real world. I mean, my boss just wants the quarterly report. He's not trying to help me unlock my inner potential and fulfill my destiny.
Exactly. In the book, you have an elder who genuinely cares about your growth. In reality, you have a performance review. The fantasy offers a safety net of relationships that feels unconditional.
You are part of a team. You aren't facing the Dark Lord alone.
And speaking of facing the Dark Lord, let's talk about the hero's behavior. The fifth driver is what the research calls safe rebellion.
This one is subtle, but it sells millions of copies. It's the appeal of the hero who breaks the rules.
But remains morally right.
The Harry Potter special. He's always out of bed after curfew. He's stealing ingredients. He's lying to teachers.
But he's doing it to save the world.
And the analysis says we love this because it offers rebellion without risk.
See, I struggle with this one a little bit. It feels, I don't know, a little cheap. Like, I want to be a bad boy, but I also want the teacher to give me an A.
Are we just cowards?
I don't think it's cowardice. I think it's exhaustion. Look, in the real world, if you break the rules, you get fired.
Right. You get arrested. You lose your health insurance. The consequences are disproportionate and ruinous. One bad tweet can end a career.
Exactly. So we walk on eggshells all day. We conform. Safe rebellion lets us vicariously enjoy sticking it to the man.
We get to feel the thrill of disobedience, of saying screw the rules.
But we get to keep our moral superiority. We get to be the outlaw and the saint at the same time.
Okay, so let's recap the whole package. If I want to write the billion-dollar book, I need a hidden world where the reader is special, a guarantee that good defeats evil, magic that bypasses bureaucracy, a tribe that never leaves you.
And the chance to break the rules while still being the hero. That is the formula, but...
Here comes the but.
But we need to go deeper, because up until now, we've just been listing features of a product. The research ends with a deep insight that connects all of this to what's happening in the world right now.
It asks the question, why is this spiking now?
Yes.
And this is the part that just blew my mind. The analysis challenges the idea that we are just bored. It suggests we aren't trying to escape reality just because it's dull. We are trying to escape reality because it has become, what's the term, ontologically insecure.
That's a fancy term, but it basically means we are trying to escape a reality that no longer makes sense.
We want order.
We crave order. The research argues that when real-world systems fail to reward merit, when you can work hard and stay poor, or when politicians can lie and stay in power,
it creates a psychological crisis.
It does. We feel like the link between action and result has been severed.
So we turn to stories where that link is restored.
Precisely. And this is where the notes connect this to things totally outside of literature.
Right, like TikTok culture. Those clean girl aesthetic videos or people organizing their pantry.
Oh, the restocking video.
So they put all the ice cubes in perfect rows. I can watch those for hours.
Why, though? Why is watching someone restock a fridge so appealing?
Because it's perfect. It's under control.
It is ordered. It is a small, contained square of reality where everything fits. It's the exact opposite of the messy, chaotic world outside the phone screen.
It's the same psychological hook as the fantasy novel.
It's a simulation of control.
And what about the grind set influencers? Motivational speakers. Wake up at 5 a.m., take a cold shower, become a millionaire.
Think about it. That is purely fantasy literature. It is promising a magical cause and effect.
If you perform this ritual, the cold shower,
you will summon the result. Wealth. It's a spell.
It's a spell.
It's telling you that the universe has rules, and if you follow them, you will be rewarded. The reality is, you can take all the cold showers you want, and the economy might still crash.
But that's terrifying to admit. So we buy the book that says you are in control.
So whether it's Harry Potter or a pantry restocking video or a how to get rich seminar, we're essentially buying a map.
We are buying a map in a world that feels like unmapped territory. We are buying the feeling that there is a plan.
That is actually kind of heavy. It suggests that the popularity of these genres isn't just about entertainment, it's a symptom.
It's a barometer. The research suggests you can track the stress level of a society by the popularity of its escapism.
During times of stability, realism tends to do better. During times of chaos, wars, pandemics, economic uncertainty, fantasy just explodes.
Because when the real world looks like a horror movie, you don't want to watch a realistic drama. You want a superhero.
You want a savior. You want a clear distinction between good and evil. You want to know that if you just find the right magic wand, you can fix everything.
So going back to our hypothetical author at the beginning.
If you want to make $1 billion, you don't just write a story. You identify exactly where the real world is failing your reader.
And you build a world that fixes it.
You identify the pain, the loneliness, the unfairness, the powerlessness, and you sell the cure. You aren't selling a book. You are selling a better reality.
That is both incredibly inspiring and slightly terrifying.
That's the power of storytelling.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you, the listener, with something to chew on.
No.
We've established that we love these stories because they fix the broken parts of our reality.
Right. They give us justice, agency, and meaning.
So here is the provocative question based on that deep insight. If escapism spikes when society feels unfair or meaningless,
And looking at the charts, we are currently in a golden age of fantasy and escapism.
It really begs the question, what does that tell us about the health of our current systems?
Are we using these stories to recharge so we can go back out and fix the world?
Or are we just buying a better fantasy because we've given up on fixing the real thing?
Are we fixing the leak, or are we just putting on noise-canceling headphones so we can't hear the dripping?
That is the question to mull over tonight. Are you escaping to recharge or escaping from responsibility?
I think I need to go reflect on my Netflix queue now.
Don't we all? Thanks for diving in with us. We'll see you next time.